We're Robin and Steve. We left off at Hinchinbrook Island, land of the Bandjin and Girramay people. This gorgeous place had lived up to my high expectations. We were headed to the Palm Island group, or Bwgcolman, which means many tribes, one people. First stop, Pelorus Island, where we were visited by a hooded tern. I was keen to partake in my new hobby, doing coral surveys. And this area was a mixed bag, but the good bits had a rich diversity in soft corals. And some healthy harder corals. We still had the dinghy inflated from having been in crocodile country, so we covered vast areas in a short time. After some enjoyable snorkelling, we headed ashore, where people had been fishing in a marine reserve, caught undersized fish and discarded them. So not cool. And come to think of it, I didn't see any big fish. Humans are too depressing, let's look at coral. A soft coral colony can grow 2 to 4 centimetres per year. Hard corals grow more slowly, often less than 1 centimetre a year. At dusk I found a nice smooth handstand rock. Between handstands I could enjoy a nice view of our boat and Hinchinbrook Island. Next stop, Orpheus Island, named after a British naval ship, HMS Orpheus. Orpheus Island has been a national park since 1960. These are the ruins of a shepherd's hut who farmed goats here back in the day. We have been here before and found the coral near Pioneer Bay in quite poor health, but I'm intrigued by these small clams, which are doing okay in this unhealthy reef. A short kayak from here is an abandoned giant clam farm, which operated in the 80s, growing giant clams for export. Like many animals that are considered a delicacy in parts of the world, giant clams are considered a vulnerable species. So good luck, clams. Just south of here is the research station of Orpheus Island, and the coral looked a bit better here, although I'd love to know what happened to this huge boulder coral. Back on the boat the next morning, we woke to a beautiful calm day. I try to learn a new sequence each month, in this case, the September challenge. I enjoyed this calm spell while it lasted. We were off to Magnetic Island, Yun Benin. We caught the bus across the island to get some groceries, and Queensland bus fares are only 50 cents each. Bargain. We've been here, we've filmed it. So here are the highlights, views from the fort, and we've had some experience at becoming koala spotters. Having had years of experience, we know that this is a telltale sign that a koala is nearby. Random koala facts. The fur on a koala's bottom has a speckled appearance, making it difficult to spot from below. So instead look for their droppings. Green-brown pellets, about as thick as a pencil, 20 millimetres long. These marsupials live 13 to 18 years in the wild. Having seen koalas and gotten groceries, we headed offshore in search of a protected reef. Even before reaching the reserve, we saw larger numbers of fish. Our weather window was perfect for a bit of a snorkel fest around this often submerged sandbar. Soon after we jumped on the mooring, we spotted a whale. Most humpbacks will have already headed south by now, so we felt quite lucky. Although there were many areas of stressed coral, this was one of the more uplifting coral surveys I've done. There were many birds here on the disappearing sandbar, so we didn't go ashore. There was a lot of wildlife to see right near our boat, like this humphead wrasse. The first of many that we would see here. These fish can live for at least 30 years. It turned out that just below our boat was a hangout spot for the critically endangered shovel-nosed ray. We didn't even have to be in the water to admire this beauty. What we love about protected reefs is that you actually see a lot of fish and turtles and more. Coral trout live 10 to 20 years. Cod live up to 40 years. Pufferfish live an average of 10 years. Of course you'll remember that humphead wrasse live for over 30 years. And here, there's a gathering. Wrasse are generally solitary creatures, but when conditions are right, dominant males arrive, followed by females and sometimes smaller males. Wrasse can be born male or female, but at around 5 years old, the largest female in the group can change sex to become the new dominant male. I could go on. There's so much to know about every fish. White tip and grey reef sharks can live for over 25 years. Black-tipped reef sharks have a shorter lifespan, 10 to 12 years. Oviparous sharks are sharks that lay eggs, but these sharks are viviparous sharks because they give birth to live young, or pups. But what about wobbegongs, I hear you ask? It's thought that they live for up to 30 years, and they do give birth to live young. They're viviparous. We're not done with fish facts, and we're not done here, but I'm going to leave you here. And maybe catch you next time on this reef and others as we reef hop south to get out of the tropics before cyclone season. I'll leave off with the sound of shorebirds as heard from our kayak.